Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 6 p.m. Prime News over Camdis television. It is exactly 6 p.m. in Gide, north region of the country. We begin right away with our major stories. Over 1,000 women seeking ways of how to be involved in peace talks and nation building are taking part in the first ever Nation Women's Convention that started this day in Cameroon. The population of Melon have now been in darkness due to no electricity for a period of weeks counting. Business and other activities have slowed down due to the blackout. Maxime Yegnon have been defeated in the over 91-kilogram boxing tournament that is ongoing in Tokyo. He was beaten this morning 5-0 on points. We have details in some seconds to come. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. This is the 6 p.m. Prime News over Camdis television. We begin right away with security. Mbala Ndi, a 24-year-old Cameroonian lieutenant, has been received at the Cameroonian embassy in France by the Cameroonian ambassador to France, André Magnus. He was congratulated for his performance, as this is an honor to Cameroon. Gerardine Nasi completes the story.
Upon arrival in Marua, chief town of the far north region, the minister delegate at the presidency of the Republic in charge of defense, Joseph Beti Asomo, was received by administrative, municipal and defense and security authorities of the region. On high instruction of the head of state, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, the working visit follows repeated Boko Haram attacks on military posts that have claimed the lives of many soldiers. The visit to the far north region by the defense minister Joseph Beti Asomo will thus give him the opportunity to check this preoccupying security situation that has sent many inhabitants out of their homes for fear of their lives, remobilize, regalvanize his troops, and dish out new strategies on how to effectively protect people, their properties, and the territorial integrity of the far north region against terrorist attacks. After holding tight indoor security meeting with top security officials in the region, the defense boss proceeded to wish quick recovery to wounded soldiers at the Marua Military Hospital. The minister equally extended the condolences of the presidential couple to the fallen soldiers following the twin Boko Haram attacks within 3 days. Minister Joseph Beti Asomo leaves Marua this Thursday with mission accomplished and hope that the defense and security forces continue to be vigilant against the Islamist terrorist sect and to maintain the territorial integrity of the far north region.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are very sorry for that mix-up. That was a report presented to us by Bertrand Titer on how the Minister of Defense at the presidency, Joseph Beti Asomo, visited some injured military officers that were injured after a Boko Haram attack in the north region of the country. We take you now over to something else. Mbalandi, a 24-year-old Cameroonian lieutenant of the 250th batch of the Saint-Cyr Military Academy, was received at the Cameroonian embassy in France July 28 by the Cameroonian ambassador to France. He was congratulated for his performance, as this is an honor to Cameroon. Gerardine Nasi tells us more.
Cameroonian Lieutenant Balandi is a major in the 250th batch of the Saint-Cyr Military Academy, a first in the history of Cameroon. Born in January 1, 1997, in Fu, in the department of Mefu Afamban, Balandi did all his classes in his native land in Cameroon. After his bachelor's degree in environmental dynamics and risk, obtained at the University of Yaoundé 1, he later took the competitive examination for the Saint-Cyr Military Academy. He succeeded the examination and joined the 2011-2018 batch, of which at the age of 24, he will become a major. Admitted to this school thanks to the military cooperation between France and Cameroon, Lieutenant Bala was crowned on leaving the school on July 24 by the French Army Chief of Staff, Army General Thierry Mbakha. On July 28, Lieutenant Balandi was received at the Cameroon embassy in France. During the ceremony, ceremony, the Cameroonian ambassador to France, André Magnus Ekumu, in his speech praised this performance which honors Cameroon. The school phase is over, but there is the field phase where war takes place on ground and not theater. Having been trained in the French context, it is now time for Mbalandi to adapt his training to the Cameroonian context in order to serve his country of.
A consultation exercise to gather new points from women entrepreneurs nationwide and in African countries took place in Yaoundé this day. Objective is to support Cameroon's development agenda from 2018 to 2020. Camdis Television was fully represented and brought back this report. Supporting Cameroon's development agenda from 2018 to 2020 is the United Nations Development Assistance Framework Strategic Plan to help achieve sustainable development in Cameroon and strengthening resilience to shocks and crises. Focus of a consultation exercise to gather new points from women entrepreneurs nationwide and across many African countries to inform the protocol for women to trade, especially as women seek to grab challenges.
Cameroon plays an important role in the region, and we know what Cameroonian women are made of. They are also an important part of the economy of this country. So this consultation today is to gather and synthesize the viewpoints of all these women entrepreneurs, seek to agree on opportunities and challenges that will feed into this protocol. It is my expectation that we'll be able to come out of today, noting that both UN Women and UNDP are leading the process of the consultations. UN Women is doing an online, region-wide, nationwide online survey. UNDP is doing nationwide consultations, and we will then synthesize all these viewpoints today and tomorrow that will feed into that protocol.
Democratic governance and social cohesion, stabilizations of violent extremism, entrepreneurship and local economic insertion, environment, natural resources and climate change, and not forgetting measures to combat the ravaging coronavirus pandemic were all debated on by participants from Cameroon and international participants. A step to involve everyone with objective to eradicate poverty in all its forms and dimensions, especially the creations of inclusive jobs with the assistance of the United Nations Sustainable Development Program. If you are just joining, this is the 6 p.m. Prime News over Camdis Television. We take you now over to something else, but this time around with a cover short, where the first ever National Women's Convention for Peace in Cameroon opened this morning at the Yaoundé Conference Center. For 3 days, over 1,000 women will be seeking ways on how to be involved in peace talks. During the opening ceremony of the convention today, July 29th, the women all agreed that they have an important role to play in peace and nation building. The convention will end on Saturday, July 31st. We now talk education, where the final results of the baccalaureate examination of the French subsystem of education have finally been made public. The results that were published yesterday brought joy and so much emotions in the minds and hearts of those who made it in these exams. Camdis Television was present in one of the school campuses where the baccalaureate results were published and paints the ambience in that part of the town. Let's listen. Shouts of joy from successful candidates after seeing their names on the list of successful candidates in the baccalaureate examinations of the French subsystem of education sounded so loud in one of the school campuses in Yaoundé. The long-awaited results of the candidates, finally published on July 28, came as a breakthrough and shower of blessings after hard work. Some of the successful candidates say too much joy is making them too emotional, and from school, eating and drinking will follow in their various houses. To others, though successful, it was not an easy year as they moved on the rain and sun just to acquire knowledge. Many say after making it in the exams, their wish is to further their studies in professional institutions, as some wish to become managers, doctors, journalists, while some say they will own their own private businesses. While at Lycée Leclerc in Yaoundé, the atmosphere is not different. According to the principal of Lycée Leclerc, André Fouda, Despite the COVID-19 pandemic and other challenges faced by the school administration, parents and students, they are honored with the final results. A year well accomplished as the school registers more than 80% success. The probatoire exams of the French subsystem of education and the ordinary and advanced level of the English subsystem of education are highly awaited. A reminder to all successful candidates and to those who didn't make it that hard work leads to success. Certainly, another opportunity is on the way. Cameroonian heavy boxer Yengong is out of the Olympic Games. That is ongoing in Tokyo. He was this morning defeated by 5-0 in points by his counterpart. And then his elimination is coming to add to other Cameroonian boxers who are Senyi Wilfred and Albert Menye. A reminder that out of 12 Cameroonians taking part in the 7 tournaments, a medal is yet to be won. And now we take you off to the draws of the AFCON Nations Cup that will be taking place in the country on July 17, 2021 at the Multipurpose Sports Complex. This result or this information was made public in a letter to AFCON by the Minister of Sport and Physical Education, Narcisse Moile Okombi. We have details with BrigadeAntiSardinard.
The information is contained in a letter addressed to the President of the Local Organizing Committee of the 2021 African Nations Cup, Sport and Physical Education Minister Professor Narcisse Moile Okombi by the Confederation of African Football CAF scribe Verom Mesengo Omba, dated Wednesday, July 28, 2021. The official draw ceremony has been pushed ahead by 2 days, given that last Monday, the Confederation announced it will take place on the 15th of August 2021. The ceremony will be attended by some high-profile international African footballers who marked their era, including Samuel Eto'o of Cameroon, Didier Drogba of Côte d'Ivoire, and George Weah from Liberia. After the draw ceremony, the 24 nations that qualified for the Continental Football Jamboree will be set on their groups ahead of the competition that will be played from January 9th to February 6th in Cameroon. It is worth recalling that the competition was initially scheduled to take place in June 2021, but was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Dion Gote, has equally encouraged the efforts of the different administrations concerned with the organization of the AFCON 2021. He rejoined them to intensify the organization at all levels in order to ensure a hinge-free organization in Cameroon. He made the remarks in Yaoundé yesterday while chairing a meeting during which it was revealed that the AFCON draws ceremony will take place on August 17th at the Sport Complex in the nation's capital city, Yaoundé.
We now take you out of the country where Abidjan will be hosting the 27th edition of the Universal Postal Union from August 9 to 27, 2021. The information was made public by the Minister of Economy, Telecommunications and Renovations, Roger Adom, during a press conference Wednesday, July 2021. BrigadeAntiSardinard in the following report says this is the first time that an African country is hosting a conference in a post-colonial era. His report.
The Ivorian Minister of Digital Economy, Telecommunication and Innovation, Roger Adom, announced Wednesday, July 28th, the holding of the 27th Congress of the Universal Postal Union, UPU, in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, to run from August 9th to 27th, 2021. In the press conference, the minister said the country is ready to host the largest meeting of post holding for the second time in history in African soil after 1934 in Egypt. It is the first time in the post-colonial era that it's going to be held in Africa. More than 700 delegates are expected on the shores of the Ebri Lagoon since February 2020. With the pandemic, there are few world or even few national congresses, but Côte d'Ivoire has managed to organize this international meeting thanks to the leadership of the President Alassane Ouattara and the resilience of the health system, says Minister Roger Adom. The Abidjan meeting will also be the first for the Universal Postal Union because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This conference will take place in hybrid mode. It will be face-to-face for some delegates and visual for others. 4 highlights will furnish the 27th Universal Postal Union Congress. The opening ceremony will be chaired by the Ivorian Head of State Alassane Ouattara, the Ministerial Conference, the work-in committees, and the vote to renew the Executive Bureau of the Union. Postal workers all over the world will work in Abidjan under the theme, Future of the Postal Sector, Facing the Challenges of Digitalization. At the end of the conference, an Ivorian will lead the board of directors.
We remain out of the country in Tanzania, where their president, Samia Suluhu, says she must be an example to her children and to the entire Tanzanian population by receiving her COVID-19 vaccine. This comes as a period when her predecessor, late Magufuli, who claimed that the vaccines are dangerous and that only prayers can heal those who are infected with the deadly coronavirus pandemic. Ruth Fonyo has details in the following reports.
Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan receives her Johnson & Johnson vaccine against the coronavirus disease at State House in Dar es Salaam on July 28, 2021. She got vaccinated against the pandemic to kick off the country's first vaccination campaign. It's a sharp turnaround from her predecessor, the late John Magufuli, who claimed vaccines were dangerous and that prayer had saved Tanzanians from the pandemic. The Prime Minister, Chief Justice, and other top officials also got their shot. The event marks a break with late President who dismissed vaccines against COVID-19. The President said she will not risk her life or put herself in danger while knowing that she has so many responsibilities awaiting her. She added that she is a mother, grandmother, and wife, and that as the president, she must show this to the masses who are behind her. According to the health minister, procedures and centers for the vaccination will be announced soon, and priority groups will include health care workers, hotel workers, employees of foreign embassies, and international travelers such as pilgrims to Mecca. France's highest appeal court on Wednesday upheld a guilty verdict against the son of Equatorial Guinea's president for embezzlement, paving the way for the potential return of tens of millions of dollars to the country's people. Theodora Obiang Mange, who is also the vice president of the Gulf of Guinea nation, was handed a 3-year suspended sentence and a €30 million fine at the end of his trial in absentia in 2020. Luxury assets seized in France during the investigations were added to be confiscated. Other cases of alleged misappropriation of funds by foreign officials are lined up in France and could potentially also end up with decisions to return money to the affected populations. A French court has found the exiled uncle of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, Rifat al-Assad, guilty of acquiring millions of euros worth of French property using funds diverted from the Syrian state. An appeal is still pending in that case. He has denied any wrongdoing. France on Wednesday urged Tunisia to rapidly appoint a new prime minister and government as the North Africa country lodged further into political uncertainty. French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian told his counterpart Othman Gerardin that Tunisians were expecting such a move, after President Kais Saied sacked more officials, having earlier suspended parliament and assumed executive powers in what opponents have labeled a coup. Le Drian underlined the importance of a rapid appointment of a prime minister and the formation of a government that is in a position to meet the expectations of Tunisians according to a French foreign minister spokesman. After suspending parliament and sacking Hichem Mechini as prime minister on Sunday, dismissing the defense and justice ministers on Monday, Said then issued orders dismissing a series of top officials. Said says his actions are justified under the constitution, which allows the head of state to take on specified exceptional measures in the event of imminent threat.
That international run-up brings us to the end of our English Prime News over Camdis Television. Do not go away. Desiree Mbune will be bringing you news in the French language at exactly 8 p.m. Stay tuned to more interesting programs over Camdis Television. Bye.